더 네이버우드 헤드 오레이즈 빈 에이 시밍리 콰이어트 플레이스. 로즈 오브 아이덴티켈 하우지즈 라인드 더 스트리츠. 이치 머티큘러슬리 메인테인드. 이드 니트리 트림드 론즈 앤드 플라워 베즈즈 버스팅 위드 시저넬 블룸즈. 예트 비니스 더 서피스 오브 서버번 퍼펙션. 데어 레이 언 언더커런트 오브 프레저디스 앤드 하스틸러티. 포하우퍼. 에이 트랜스젠더 틴 후 헤드 무브드 인투 더 네이버우드 위드 허 싱겔 파더 저스트 6 months 어고. 라이프 히어 헤드 빈 애니싱 벗 웰커밍. 하우퍼 워즈 사이 바이 네이처. 허 캄퍼던스 스틸 에이 프레젤 싱시 워즈 케어펄리 피싱 투게더 애프터 커밍 아웃. 허 파더. 탐. 헤드 어프루티드 데어 라이브즈 투 프로바이드 허 위드 에이 프레시 스타트 인 에이 시밍리 프로그레시브 타운. But as days turned into weeks, it became evident that the facade of tolerance the neighborhood presented masked deep-seated biases. It began with small things, neighbors who avoided eye contact, whispered conversations that ceased abruptly and walked by. Then came the more overt signs of disdain. Sneering looks, muffled laughter from groups gathered on porches, and cold shoulders at community events. Tom had tried to shield Harper from the worst of it, offering reassurances and distractions. But Harper felt every slight, every judgmental glance, like a self-sworn pressing against her chest. One Saturday morning, as Harper walked her dog down the tree-lined street, she noticed a group of teenagers gathered on a driveway. Their eyes followed her, their hushed whispers turning into sneakers. Harper's heart raced as she felt their mocking stares. She tried to ignore them, focusing on her dog's wagging tail, but their tones broke through the fragile bubble of her resolve. Hey, freak! One of them shouted, the words echoing in the quiet street. Harper froze, her knuckles tightening around the leash as her dog sensed her unease and whined softly. She turned to walk away, but the group continued to jeer, their cruel laughter ringing in her ears. Tears threatened to spill, but Harper willed herself to keep walking, her head held high despite the lump in her throat. At home, she found solace in her father's unwavering support. Tom, a kind and gentleman, had always been her rock. He listened patiently as she recounted the day's events, his jaw tightening with anger. They don't define you, he told her, his voice firm. You're brave, Harper. Braver than any of them. Harper nodded, but the weight of the neighborhood's hostility felt insurmountable. She longed for a sense of belonging. A place where she could exist without fear or judgment. It was during one of these low moments that Harper began to dream of a different future, a future where she wouldn't just endure the neighborhood's hostility but rise above it. Her dream was bold, almost ludicrous in its scope, to own the very neighborhood that had rejected her. At first, it was a fleeting thought, a fantasy born out of frustration. But as Harper shared her dream with her father, it began to take shape. Tom, ever the optimist, encouraged her to sing big. Why not? He said with a grin. You've got the brains and the determination. If anyone can do it, it's you. Harper threw herself into her studies with renewed vigor, channeling her pain into ambition. She excelled in school, earning scholarships and accolades that opened doors to prestigious universities. Harper's resilience and intelligence shone through, earning her admiration from mentors and peers alike. Over the years, she built a successful career, her vision for the future driving her forward. While Harper thrived professionally, she never forgot the pain of her teenage years. The neighborhood that had once been a source of anguish remained etched in her memory, a reminder of how far she had come. And so, with her career flourishing and financial stability within reach, Harper set out to turn her dream into reality. It wasn't easy. 더 프라세스 오브 바잉 프라퍼티즈 인 더 네이버우드 워즈 매트 위드 리지스턴스, 스케프터시점, 앤드 이번 하스틸러티 프롬 썸 오브 더 롱타임 레저던츠. 하우퍼 어프로치트 더 인데버 위드 더 세임 디터머네이션 데트 헤드 캐리드 허 스루 이어즈 오브 어드버서티. 시 워크트 타이어러슬리, 니고시에이팅 딜즈, 네버게이팅 레드 테이프, 앤드 일리스팅 더 헬프 오브 프로페셔널즈 후 벌리브드 인 허 비전. 오버 타임, 허 에퍼츠 비겐 투 베어 프루트. 원 바이 원, 더 프라퍼티즈 인 더 네이버우드 체인지드 핸즈. 데어 오너시프 트랜스퍼링 투 하우퍼즈 네임. It was a painstaking process, but Hauper's resolve never wavered. She was driven not by revenge but by a desire to create a community where acceptance and kindness would flourish, a stark contrast to the place she had once known. When Hauper finally stood on the street where her journey had begun, she felt a surge of emotions. The neighborhood looked much the same as it had all those years ago. But to Hauper, it was entirely transformed. It was no longer a place of pain and rejection but a testament to her resilience and vision. She gathered the remaining residents, many of whom were new to the neighborhood, for a meeting. Hauper spoke with grace and conviction, sharing her story and her plans for the community. Her vision was met with applause and support. The residents inspired by her courage and determination. Hauper's transformation of the neighborhood extended beyond its physical appearance. She established initiatives to foster inclusivity, community events that celebrated diversity, and programs to educate residents about acceptance and empathy. The neighborhood flourished under her care, becoming a beacon of hope and progress. As Hauper walked through the streets, now filled with laughter and camaraderie, she felt a sense of peace she had never known. The journey had been long and arduous, but it had led her to a place of fulfillment and purpose. Hauper had not only reclaimed the neighborhood that had once rejected her but had turned it into a symbol of love, resilience, and triumph over adversity. Hauper's transformation of the neighborhood was celebrated far and wide, making headlines and inspiring countless others who faced discrimination or felt like outcasts in their own communities. Her story became a rallying cry for those seeking justice and equity, a vivid reminder that change was possible, even in the most seemingly immovable of places. But while Hauper had accomplished so much, her ultimate goal went far beyond the bounds of property ownership. She wanted to sit face to face with the people who had tormented her all those years ago, not out of anger or to gloat but to understand and heal. It was a daunting task, but Hauper believed in the power of dialogue and the strength of forgiveness. One such opportunity came unexpectedly. While she was hosting a community barbecue, a regular tradition she'd started to bring neighbors together, a familiar face approached her with evident hesitation. It was Denise, the mother of one of the teens who had taunted her as a child. Denise's face was lined with years of worry, her eyes downcast as she clutched a plate of food. Hauper, Denise began, her voice trembling. I've been meaning to speak with you for a while now. I don't know if you'll ever forgive me, but I wanted to apologize for everything. Hauper studied Denise for a moment, noting the genuine remorse in her voice. She smiled gently. It's never too late to do the right thing, she replied. Let's sit and talk. As they sat under the shade of a large oak tree, Denise poured out her heart. She admitted to ignoring her son's behavior when Hauper was young, dismissing it as harmless teasing. But then I saw how you turned your pain into something so powerful, Denise said, her voice breaking. I realized how much harm we caused. I'm so sorry. Hauper listened intently, nodding. It wasn't easy, she admitted, her voice calm yet firm. But what matters now is how we move forward. If we can create a better environment for the kids growing up here now, then that's a victory for all of us. Word of Harper's generosity and willingness to engage with her past spread through the neighborhood. Slowly but surely, others who had once mocked or dismissed her approached her with similar sentiments. They, too, had been inspired by her journey, realizing the error of their age and seeking to make amends. But the most profound moment came when one of the teenagers who had mocked her, the ringleader of that cruel group, came forward. Now an adult with children of his own, Greg had moved out of the neighborhood years ago. Yet he returned upon hearing Harper's story, determined to make things right. I can't believe how blind I was back then, Greg admitted as he stood on Harper's porch. I thought I was being cool, but I was just being cruel. I don't even have the words to express how sorry I am. Harper looked at him. Her emotions a mix of disbelief and compassion. Greg, life has a way of teaching us lessons. What matters now is how you use those lessons to be better for yourself and for the people around you. Greg nodded, tears in his eyes. I want to help, he said. In any way I can. Harper accepted his offer, encouraging him to join the neighborhood's initiatives and mentor local teens about kindness and inclusivity. Together, they worked to build bridges, repairing the broken bonds of their shared past. Years later, the neighborhood Harper had once feared became a shining example of unity and progress. Her story was taught in schools and shared across social media, a testament to the power of perseverance, forgiveness, and turning pain into purpose. And for Harper, the greatest reward wasn't the accolades or the recognition. It was walking through the streets of her childhood, now filled with laughter, love, and acceptance, knowing she had created a legacy that would endure for generations. As Harper strolled through the neighborhood, the once familiar houses looked different not just physically, but emotionally. The walls that had once held whispers of exclusion now radiated warmth and inclusion. Families of all backgrounds mingled, children played freely, and the air was filled with the kind of harmony she had dreamed of but never thought she'd live to see. Her evening walks had become a cherished routine, a time to reflect on how far things had come. On this particular night, the sky was painted with streaks of orange and purple as the sun set. She paused in front of her childhood home, now restored into a community resource center. Inside, a group of teens was gathered in a workshop, discussing the importance of acceptance and kindness. Harper smiled, knowing that seeds of change were taking root in the next generation. A soft voice interrupted her thoughts. Ms. Harper. She turned to see a young girl standing behind her, clutching a notebook to her chest. The girl looked no older than 12. Her white eyes filled with awe. I just wanted to say thank you, the girl said, her voice barely above a whisper. My family moved here last year, and I've never felt so safe. People are so kind, and I know it's because of you. Harper knelt to the girl's level, her heart swelling. What's your name? Lila, the girl replied, her cheeks flushing with shyness. Lila, Harper said, her voice steady. You have the power to keep this kindness alive. Never forget that. The girl nodded enthusiastically before running off to join her friends. Harper watched her go, a lump forming in her throat. It was moments like this that reminded her why she had fought so hard. The transformation of the neighborhood wasn't just about correcting the wrongs of the past, it was about giving others the chance to thrive in a way she hadn't. As Harper continued her walk, 시 스파티드 더니스 앤드 그레그 세팅업 포더 네이버호즈즈 먼스리 파트럭 더 투 웨이브드 허오버 데어 스마일즈 제뉴인 앤드 언가우디드 하어퍼 조인드 덤 헬핑 투 어레인지 테이벨즈 앤드 그리트 네이버즈 에즈 데이 어라이브드 더 게드링 워즈 라이브리 필드 위드 레프터 앤드 컨버세이션즈 데트 크로스트 제너레이셔넬 앤드 컬처렐 더바이즈즈 그레그 어프로치트 허 위드 에이 플레이트 오브 푸드 히즈 그레터투드 에버던트 I still can't believe how much you've accomplished here. He said, his voice tinged with admiration. You didn't just change this neighborhood, you changed us. Harper took the plate with a nod. We all had to change, she said. It wasn't just me. As the evening wore on, the community gathered in a circle. A tradition Harper had introduced. Each person shared something they were grateful for. A moment to reflect on the progress they made together. And it was Harper's turn. She hesitated for a moment, overwhelmed by the love and support surrounding her. I'm grateful for second chances. She began, her voice strong. For the chance to turn pain into purpose. And for all of you who chose to walk this path with me. Together, You've shown that change is possible. No matter how difficult it might seem. Applause erupted. And Harper felt a deep sense of peace. As the patriarch wound down and the crowd dispersed, she lingered under the stars, her heart full. The journey had been long and fraught with challenges, but it had been worth every step. Harper's story became a beacon of hope, a reminder that even in the face of adversity, transformation was possible. And as she looked around at the neighborhood she now called home, she knew one thing for certain. This was only the beginning. As the patriarch ended and the stars began to shimmer brighter in the evening sky, Harper found herself standing alone on the edge of the park, gazing at the community she had rebuilt. Laughter still echoed faintly as neighbors began tidying up, sharing goodbyes and lingering hugs. This was the neighborhood she had dreamed of, not just a collection of houses, but a vibrant community bound by mutual respect and understanding. She turned back toward her childhood home, now glowing warmly under the soft light of lanterns strung across the trees. Memories of the past flitted through her mind, the lonely nights, the whispered taunts, the feeling of being an outsider in a place meant to be her sanctuary. But those memories no longer brought pain. Instead, they were a testament to her resilience, proof of how far she had come. Her thoughts were interrupted by the sound of footsteps behind her. She turned to see Emma Daniels, the elderly man who had once been one of the loudest voices of opposition against her presence in the neighborhood. He looked frail now, leaning on a cane, but his eyes held a gentleness she hadn't seen before. Harper, he began hesitantly, his voice rough but sincere. I owe you an apology. Harper regarded him quietly, waiting for him to continue. He shifted uncomfortably before taking a deep breath. I was wrong about you, about so many things, he said, his voice faltering. I let my ignorance and fear cloud my judgment, and I'm ashamed of how I treated you. But you've shown me what real strength looks like. This neighborhood is better because of you, and I'm better because of you. For a moment, Harper didn't know how to respond. The man who had once been her harshest critic was now standing before her, vulnerable and remorseful. Finally, she reached out and placed a hand on his arm. Thank you, she said simply. It takes courage to admit when you're wrong. I forgive you. Emma Daniels nodded, his eyes misty with emotion. You're an extraordinary person, Harper. Don't ever forget that. As he walked away, Harper felt a weight lift from her shoulders. Forgiveness wasn't easy, but it was necessary. It was the final step in her journey of healing. The last piece of the puzzle that allowed her to truly move forward. The evening grew quieter as the last of the neighbors departed. Harper stood alone under the vast expanse of stars, the cool night air brushing against her skin. She thought about the young girl she had once been, scared and uncertain, and felt a surge of pride for the woman she had become. This wasn't just her victory, it was a victory for everyone who had ever felt unseen, unheard, or unworthy. It was proof that change was possible, that even the deepest wounds could heal with time, effort, and love. As Harper turned to head home, she paused to take one last look at the neighborhood. It was more than just a collection of houses. It was a symbol of hope, resilience, and the power of community. And as she walked back to her house, her heart swelled with gratitude. This was her home, and it always would be. The next morning, Harper awoke to the sound of birds chirping outside her window. A gentle reminder of the peace she had worked so hard to create. The sun streamed through the curtains, illuminating her room with a golden glow. She stretched and smiled, feeling a sense of contentment she hadn't experienced in years. As she stepped outside, the neighborhood seemed alive with energy. Children played on the lawns, their laughter ringing through the air, while neighbors waved warmly at each other. It was a stark contrast to the cold, hostile environment she had once known. Harper couldn't help but marvel at the transformation. Walking down the street, she noticed small changes that spoke volumes about the community's shift in attitude. A rainbow flag fluttered from one porch, while another house had a sign that read, "Hate has no home here." The neighborhood garden, once neglected, now thrived with vibrant flowers and fresh produce. Harper felt a swell of pride knowing that she had played a role in fostering this sense of unity and acceptance. As she passed by the back, she saw a group of neighbors gathered around a table, discussing plans for an upcoming block party. They waved her over, their smiles genuine and welcoming. "Harper, you're just talking about you," MRS Patel said, her voice warm. "We are organizing a community event next month, and we'd love for you to be the guest of honor. After everything you've done for this neighborhood, it's the least we can do." Harper hesitated, her modesty making her feel unworthy of such recognition. But as she looked around at the faces of her neighbors, people who had once been strangers, even adversaries, she realized how much had changed. "I'd be honored," she said, her voice steady. "Thank you." The group erupted into cheers, and Harper felt a deep sense of belonging. She had come full circle, from being an outcast to becoming a respected and cherished member of the community. Later that day, Harper returned home and sat on her porch, reflecting on the journey that had brought her here. The pain and challenges she had endured had shaped her into the person she was today, strong, compassionate, and unyielding in her determination to create a better world. She knew there would always be more work to do, but for now, she allowed herself to bask in the joy of what she had accomplished. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting the neighborhood in a warm, golden light, Harper felt a profound sense of peace. This was her home, and it was no longer a place of fear and rejection. It was a place of love, acceptance, and hope, a place where she truly belonged. And as she sat there, watching the stars begin to twinkle in the night sky, she knew that this was just the beginning of a new chapter, not only for her but for the entire community. As the weeks turned into months, Harper's vision for the neighborhood began to flourish in ways she could never have imagined. The transformation was not just physical, It was deeply emotional and symbolic. The street that once echoed with whispers of judgment and house laughter now resonated with the sounds of children playing, neighbors chatting, and a newfound harmony. The community center Haupo had funded became the heart of the neighborhood. It was a place where workshops, open discussions, and cultural exchange events brought people together. Former skeptics and critics now volunteered there, eager to contribute. The graffiti that once defaced the walls of her home had been replaced by a beautiful mural, painted by local artists, depicting unity and acceptance. However, though still humble, had become a figure of inspiration. People sought her advice, not only for business but also for navigating personal struggles. She never saw herself as extraordinary, just someone who refused to let hate win. One evening, as Haupo hosted an open house at the community center, a familiar figure hesitated at the door. It was Emma Grant, one of her harshest critics from years ago. He stood, holding a pie in his hands, visibly uncomfortable but determined. Baked this, he stammered. I wanted to apologize for everything. I was wrong, Haupo. So wrong. You've shown us all what kindness can do. I hope you can forgive me. Haupo smiled warmly, stepping forward to take the pie. Emma Grant, 생유. Forgiveness isn't easy, but it's necessary. And I'm glad you're here. The room erupted in applause, and tears streamed down Emma Grant's face as Haupo pulled him into an embrace. It was a poignant moment, a testament to how far they had all come. As the night went on, Haupo stood on the balcony of the community center, looking out at the vibrant, joyful gathering below. The lights twinkled like stars, and the laughter of neighbors filled the air. She felt a hand on her shoulder and turned to see her father. His eyes filled with pride. You did it, Haupo, he said softly. Turned the pain they gave you into something beautiful. I couldn't be prouder of you. Tears welled up in Haupo's eyes as she hugged him tightly. I couldn't have done it without you, Dad. Your belief in me kept me going. As the night drew to a close, Haupo walked home through the neighborhood that had once been a source of so much pain. Now, it was a place of love and belonging. She paused in front of her house, looking at the mural that had become a symbol of everything she had fought for. Home, she whispered to herself, a smile spreading across her face. And as she stepped inside, the door closing softly behind her, Haupo knew that her story was far from over. It wasn't just about reclaiming a neighborhood, it was about showing the world that love, resilience, and courage could triumph over any adversity. And in her heart, she carried the hope that her journey would inspire others to do the same. Haupo stood on her balcony, gazing down at the crowd that had gathered in the community center courtyard. The soft hum of conversation filled the air, accompanied by laughter and the clinking of glasses. Strings of fairy lights cast a warm glow over the space, and children doubted beat tables. Their giggles a melody Haupo never thought she'd hear in this neighborhood. Her thoughts drifted back to how it all began, the insults, the isolation, the overwhelming pain that once defined her life here. She could vividly recall the cold stares, the pointed whispers, and the doors slammed in her face. The fear she carried every day felt like a lifetime ago, but in truth, it had only been a few short years. Now, those memories felt almost foreign, like shadows dissipating in the light of what she had built. The sound of footsteps broke her reverie, and she turned to see her father walking onto the balcony. He was carrying two steaming mugs of tea. His smile as steady and reassuring as ever. Handing her a mug, he stood beside her, leaning on the railing. It's quite a sight, he said, his voice filled with quiet pride. Harper nodded, her eyes scanning the courtyard. It's more than I ever imagined. I didn't think it would feel this good, Dad. Her father chuckled softly. You've done something extraordinary, Harper. You turned a place of pain into a beacon of hope. Not everyone can do that. Harper took a sip of her tea, the warmth spreading through her. I couldn't have done it alone. The support, the friends I made along the way. Even you standing by me and it felt like the whole world was against me, it's what gave me strength. As the two stood in comfortable silence, Harper's eyes landed on Emma Grant. He was seated at a table with several neighbors, animatedly discussing something while gesturing with his hands. The same man who had once refused to acknowledge her now appeared at ease, genuinely engaging with others. It was a testament to how much people could change and given the chance. He apologized tonight, Harper said softly, nodding toward Emma Grant. Her father raised an eyebrow. Really? That must have taken a lot for him. It did, Harper replied. And it reminded me why I wanted to do this in the first place. People can surprise you, Dad. 이번엔 it feels impossible. They can grow. Her father smiled, wrapping an arm around her shoulders. You've taught them more than they've taught you, Harper. Don't forget that. The night continued, and as the crowd began to sing, Harper walked through the courtyard, stopping to chat with neighbors, old and new. She listened to their stories, their gratitude spilling out as they thanked her for bringing life back to the community. For the first time in years, Harper felt truly connected, not as an outsider, but as someone deeply rooted in the fabric of this place. When she returned home later that evening, Harper sat in her living room, surrounded by photos of the journey she had taken. There were snapshots of the mural's creation, smiling children at the community center, and even a picture of her standing alongside her father during the ribbon-cutting ceremony. Each image was a reminder of the battles fought and won, a testament to resilience and hope. Harper leaned back in her chair, the weight of the day settling into her bones. Her mind wandered to the future. This wasn't the end of her journey. There were still so many stories to tell, so many lives to touch. She thought about expanding the community center, creating scholarships for local kids, and organizing programs to foster inclusivity and understanding. The possibilities were endless, and Harper felt a spark of excitement ignite within her. But for now, she allowed herself to rest, her heart full and her spirit at peace. She had turned her pain into purpose, her struggles into strength, and her isolation into unity. And as she closed her eyes that night, Harper knew that the seeds she had planted would continue to grow, spreading hope and love power beyond the boundaries of the neighborhood she had once feared. In the stillness of her home, surrounded by the warmth of her achievements, Harper whispered a quiet promise to herself, to never stop believing in the power of transformation. For in her journey, she had discovered a truth that could never be undone, that even in the face of darkness, light always had the power to shine through.